workings. Okay, I was gonna have the title of this a lot longer than it is, so the title of it was "Does life have to be this difficult?" Yeah, it's kind of long already. And lack of self-love equals war planet. So I just kind of cut it down. Maybe I could have been done better, but whatever. So does life have to be this? No, it doesn't. Obviously not. Of course, I look it up online. It's like, oh, it could be worse. It's like, come on, man. Can you like? I wasn't even on Twitter when I looked that up. Anyway, yeah, it can always be whatever. It's yeah. So a lot of the beings here that pretty much it's self-explanatory there. That are difficult because yeah, the massive you can say the worldwide epidemic of lack of self-love. It's not everywhere, but it's a lot, and just even the bullies that the ones that cause all the negativity here don't really care for themselves, and they're probably the ones that cause the most damage here, and then the ones that the victims don't love themselves either, and I guess he just kind of forces themselves to like themselves, I guess, when they go through a traumatic experience. Maybe it all depends. Well, it's a test on self-love, you can say. They thought they had it all figured out, and hopefully sometimes when they go through, well, if a narcissist goes through a lot of trauma, sometimes it's to break out of the narcissism, sometimes. Of course, sometimes narcissism is used as a defense, and the lack of confidence. Yeah, so, that's kind of the whole point of incarnating here, is not knowing what to do. That's why there's no real handbook on anything. Even if there was, and not that that would work all that well anyway. But it really comes down to those that incarnate here just don't care for themselves, and then they wonder why they go through what they go through. And it's you'd be surprised. It doesn't matter if you're an alien being, a Palladian being, a Arcturian, or whatever. You can still lack a lot of self-love, and this world could bring out a lot out of it. Show a lot of it. Of course, it's not like you don't get like labeled that way. Or how do you know? You don't. Well, you kind of do. Lack of self-respect or something like that, or however you want to look at it. But it really comes down to lack of self-love. That's the majority of why life is so difficult here, because individuals don't care for themselves, so they don't know themselves, don't like themselves, whatever it is, and so they become difficult, and they just get used to being difficult, because there's really no, there's no archetype, I guess, or something. I don't know, leverage of, yeah, you can be difficult, but what if you're not difficult? I think it's harder not to be difficult. And not to say it has to be too easygoing, but, I think smarter works better, but whatever. So it's like, that's why this whole experience is backwards here, because it's just easier. It's easier to be a pain in the ass. Not everybody's like that, but there's a lot of that here. In case you haven't noticed. Yeah, just easy to be a nightmare. Why not, right? It just, I guess I don't know. And then it's funny how they look for like positivity. It's weird. It's like a psycho looking for, redemption. I don't know, it's very bizarre. It's like, you can be super difficult and nightmare to everyone, and then want only positivity. It's so bizarre. It's like a toxic nightmare, just wants to hear only good messages or whatever. It's like they can't help themselves. It's like, I'm just going to be, a nuclear weapon, blow everybody up that I'm around, make everyone's life miserable. And then all I want is positive messages from spirit or whatever. It's very bizarre. It's like, I want ice cream, but I'm still going to be a nuclear weapon. Something like that, whatever. So, yeah, it's just weird. Okay. This is what the people want. I'm not saying the majority are like that, but there's a lot of that's out there that's like that. Well, I guess, yeah, the difficult ones feel like they're not negative or they're not the problem or whatever. And they're not self-aware at all. It's like just a nightmare. And so, when I hear the Harvard of worlds and all that, I don't know. I'm not sure if I believe in that. It's like, if you just, but then there's like smart warning and then stupid warning. I don't know. It's like the dunce version of Harvard. It's like the backward version of it. Because if it was Harvard, you'd be like, I don't know, evolving. I mean, obviously you're evolving, but the idea is to move up the ladder and not just move up, just be psychotic. Which many choose to be that way. And just like, hey, can you figure me out? I'm a nightmare. Can you unlock this puzzle? And so on. It's like, whatever. It's true, though. Yeah, truth hurts. Then they want positive messages, and it's like they just like, whatever, man. Avatar economy price sessions. Schedule, you have a shop here. Of course, the alien messages here and all that. I mean, I think there are galactic federations of different types. There's some that are good, some that are horrible. There's a little bit for everybody. But yeah, the equal is the war planet, because it's the war within, of course. That's the inner World War III, the inner nuclear bomb that's going off within society over and over again. The toxic. Some of that's the Archon energy. I mean, all these things here, obviously it's triggering a lot of it. So, it's just like human landmines. Or the human's the landmine. Just waiting to be triggered. That's why I have all these homicide situations and all that. Yeah, because they get triggered. Of course, society is building on that. It creates the creature. That's the test. It creates the monster. The media, it's funny how somebody, like, they say they're against the media, but then they fall for other propaganda, which is kind of funny. It's like they don't, like the political stuff, it's like you're not falling for the mainstream media, but then you fall for the other propaganda that's out there. So it's like, fool me once, fool me twice, huh? And just not getting it. Just not getting it. So I'm looking for the savior and all of that, the hero, whatever it might be. Whatever. Yeah, it's like the Pied Piper. Take you into the fire pit. As the soul becomes, or the individual becomes more self-aware, easier said than done, because my channel gets buried like a bastard, so, and the others that are manipulating the shit are just like out of control, like just might as well, right? Just watch out Scientology, watch out L. Hubbard, because there's competition coming. It's already been out there, but man, it's getting stronger. Scientology has a lot of competition out there now. Thank you, spiritual community. Some are seeing it. Most obviously are not. Yeah. So you're seeing all these other offshoot Scientology alien groups that are pretty much what's the difference. They're getting bigger and bigger. It's the same shit. It's just different. And of course they know everything and so on. So yeah, it's and you can create a cult around what the fourth dimension, the new Earth. We're going to go into this high vibrational fantasy world. We are always going to some kind of future, but yeah, some of these spiritual groups are weaponizing themselves with their voice systems, and you have your deity there. It's messed up. Like I say, watch out with Scientology. Yeah, so you have all these new cult groups emerging that are seem to be okay by media standards until they get really weird. They're being built up by the media or the YouTube platforms, and the other social media is fine with it. So yeah, that shows the agenda there. So yeah, this is it's like a false positivity. It really is. It's like delusional false positivity, weaponized positivity. Delusion beyond understanding. It's just those that are going through a lot of you grow up in conflict with family, because family doesn't love each other. All fucking like you grow up a bunch of criminals basically, which is very common. But they come off once again like a sociopaths. They come off all friendly to everybody else, but they're like borderline sociopaths. Like they're not doing psychological warfare on their kids. Some of them are, not everybody, but it does exist. I grew up with that crap. Yeah, and then they put on this fake Joneses persona to say, hey, I'm okay, I'm not a psycho. I'm raising these kids great. I'm not a psychopath, everything's fine. So that's a good portion of society there. So obviously a kid who grows up in all that, all this conflict and all this crap, and then you connect some of these spiritual groups or whatever, not realizing what the hell you're just walking into. Because you go through all these traumas, you just want some kind of lifeline. We don't want a big part of religion, we want something that looks better. The light is, it looks better, and it makes sense. It's just you're not always seeing the creature running the show. Of course, people do attract the same sociopaths they grew up with, and a lot of these so-called spiritual cults that are just freaking just grassroots, and like I said, the media is okay with it. I got FBI energy there that maybe they're monitoring, or they're just helping it get worse. It's one of the two. Maybe it's both. Like some of them are helping it, others are just I don't know, whatever. Imagine somebody's paying attention to all this psycho shit that's out there. So whatever. Yeah, it's I don't know. You always wonder where's the line? Like when is the true colors come out for some of this cult stuff that's out there? I guess it can go on for years until it just finally shows its true colors. I mean, it's showing it already, but like the true agenda, I guess when it's in its growth phase, I guess it doesn't really show it. I guess whatever. What do I know, right? Just get the positive ice cream out there. Delusional ice cream, and just suck it in, right? But it is true though. Those have been through a lot of trauma. You're not seeing it. They just don't see it. They just want a lifeline. They want to feel better. They want a light at the end of the tunnel. That it's silver lining, whatever it is, and it makes complete sense. And like I say, you're attracted to a group that's a psychopath, just psychotic as your own family in some ways, very loving and fake on the outside, and you get to know it's like, oh, it's ain't garbage. So yeah. So look ahead to the astral for this. I don't know, take whatever you want. Who cares? Yeah, let your own self figure out. But it's true though, human trauma obviously incarnating here. And hopefully have some, I don't know, just even with a positive family, they could put on a persona of, like they shield you from the world. And then you grow up into the world and then you get bitten many times. So there's that too. So and you can become a psychopath. You can grow up in a nice family, but they over shelter you. When you see what's out there, then you become crazy. So yeah, it's like the melting pot. It's been going on for thousands of years. So why start? Why change now? Why you got a good thing going? Why? It's easy, yeah. 'Cause how do you heal something like that? Like on a worldwide, maybe never. Becoming more self-aware is not as easy as it sounds. Like I said, if you've been through a lot of traumas, you're not, you just only see things a certain way until you snap out of it. But sometimes you have to go through a lot of dark shit to get there, to break you free. So anyway, yeah, paranoia, whatever it is. Yeah, it's the soup. It's a murky soup. That's why you just focus on yourself. You can also be. It's good to be, thankful for your own traumas because usually it just helps you awaken from psychosis called existence. So yeah, and also the idea, obviously, what many are doing is here, or on whatever level, is to not have to incarnate here again. I'm not sure whether it's I mean, if you're obsessed with psychotic, if you want to be a psycho, well, you were at the right place. You can reincarnate for it. Not to say I've always been a psycho, but quite a few are, because they have to get it out of their system. So they keep getting attracted to this place. Not to say everybody goes through it, but doesn't mean you have to be like that at all. But there's a lot of that here of just get out of there. It can be, there's different versions of it. Like I say, a lot of families are like that. They're like nightmare on the inside and all fake on the outside, and just nasty fucking, just it's like a succubus frequency there. Like I said, all families are like that, but it's like, yeah. Anyway, so all right, go to astral and move on from that. So blessings. Grease you. There's neutral energies from the astral spirits. Yes, whatever you want to call it. Since it doesn't really matter, you have your own points of view. Well, yeah, the soul is actually, well, maybe not the best word for it, but it's kind of like it's like you're going, yes, engineering oneself, like the mechanics of the soul are being a lot of times triggered, but to be healed. Like, yeah, sometimes you have to go in, as you can see, go in the wrong direction to eventually go in the right direction. And you have to get bitten, but the idea is to get bitten once, not to get bitten twice. But there is a lack of self-love to get one into the wrong direction, and to just let the past go, just forget about it. You just keep moving forward. Really, of course, if you go through one trauma after the other, and a lot of times it's just the energy of other people too, their stuff. That's the human jungle. I mean, not to say your own self is perfect, but it's not always yourself that is the one that's conflict. You might have your own conflict, yes, but you're dealing with the conflict of others, and they're constantly attacking and throwing all their insecurities and here's all my problems, here you go. I'm not going to deal with it like ever. And that's just the way it is. Welcome to my nightmare, as they say. Now, they might not say that verbally, but then again, they might they might do that in a coded way. And that's the other issue being here is, as many of you know, just kind of bringing it up for those, just dealing with everyone's crap. And you're in your own ways, but it doesn't mean you're throwing it on everybody else. But there are what just, they can't deal with it, handle it, they have no idea they're doing it. And it's not like you can go around and say, stop throwing your shit on everybody. It's like, that doesn't always work, especially in a work situation. Sometimes it's a boss. Oh, I'm a boss, I can do whatever I want, and everybody can live in my hell. It does come back to him eventually, but not soon enough. So how does one, like, what's the well, becoming aware of other people, other individuals' crap being thrown at you into query or frequency. And people, as you can say, have the best intentions to still attack your frequency. So their own insecurities, their own darkness, whatever's life's not going their way, and so on. So those of you, yes, on a that have no partner, are kind of going about this solo. Sometimes you just work alone better. It depends. Sometimes you work better alone. Sometimes you just can't connect to a partner because everyone's psychotic. It's hard to have a relationship partnership here when those are just still fighting with themselves and they just need someone to battle. And you're not that person. And you need someone to, I don't want to call it destroy, but maybe. It all depends. But yeah, there's a lot of layers to that. But the war planet, is the war within. It's kind of. There's more to it than that. It's just not becoming more self-aware. It's lack of awareness of what one is throwing at everyone. Because one becomes more aware of what they're, throwing at everyone, or reflecting, the world would be a better place. But it's not like you need to be the policeman of all this. But you put it out there and see what happens. Many don't want to hear it. And then those that do hear it, it's like, yeah, I heard, but that doesn't mean they execute and try to make themselves a better. No, they just say, yeah, I know I'm from job, but that's out. I'm not about to change anytime soon. Yeah, wanting to change that's why this world is not changing, because many don't want to change to improve because they're not even aware of it, don't want to hear it, or yes, not there to even see it, as you know. Some see it and just ignore it. So just we're putting it out there just to see how this goes.